Hello students. Since we have started with the online classes once again, I am here with the revision chapter of the transport in the plants. My dear students, since we have completed the syllabus, now I will be taking up some selective topics for the revision, and for today I have taken the transport in the plants. Since the transport in the plants occurs for the water as well as the food, and hence we shall be discussing here the transport in the plants, how does it occur and what are the various physical phenomena which actually operates to cause this transport in plants to happen. As you know, there are the uh, tissue systems in the plant called as xylem, which transports water from roots to different parts of the plant, and the phloem, which transports food manufactured in the leaves of the plant to different parts of the plant. But actually, for the transport of the various materials, various physical phenomena also operates in the plants, and these physical phenomena we shall be revising once again. And what are these? We shall be defining some questions as a matter of revision today. And here we shall be discussing the diffusion, then the osmosis, then plasmolysis, and then permeability. We will once again discuss this. So let us start with the diffusion. As I have already discussed with you in detail during the when we were studying the chapter, I discussed with you that the water doesn't enter as such in the plants. It enters in the form of the solution because various minerals and ions, they are dissolved in the water. So solution means the mixture of two substances, and one which is in the larger quantity is called the solvent, and one which is in the smaller quantity is called as the solute. Since water is the solvent always in the plant, so it is also called as the universal solvent. That is, water is considered to be the universal solvent. Now the two things which get transported from one side to the another side, they are either the solvent or the solute. Now so far as the diffusion is concerned, in diffusion is the net movement of the ions or the molecules from a region where they are in the higher concentration to the region where they are in the lower concentration. That is, the transport occurs across the concentration gradient. In other words, I have to tell you that diffusion of the solute occurs in the plants when the process of diffusion is occurring and the solute moves from a place of its higher concentration to the place of its lower concentration till the point the concentration on the two sides gets equalized. Similarly, another phenomena which operates is the osmosis, and osmosis is the movement of solvent across a semi-permeable membrane towards a higher concentration of the solute. What I mean to say by this, that if there is a semi-permeable membrane and the concentration on the two sides is not equal, and if the size of the particles of the solute is bigger than the size of the pore of the semi-permeable membrane, then in order to equalize the concentration on the two sides, what moves is the solvent from a region of lower concentration of the solute to the higher concentration of the solute till the concentration becomes equalized. And that is the difference between the osmosis and the diffusion. In diffusion, the solute particle moves from their higher concentration to their lower concentration. In the osmosis, it is the solvent which moves from a place of lower concentration of the solute to the higher concentration of the solute across a semi-permeable membrane. Now next, this diagram as you are seeing on the screen is showing the phenomena of plasmolysis. Now what is this plasmolysis? Actually, whether the particles moves from inside of the cell or from the water, it moves from the inside of the cell or in outside of the cell, it occurs within the plant cell. And if the cell is placed in the hypertonic solution. What I mean to say by hypertonic solution, when the concentration of the solute is higher on the outside of the cell than on the inner side of the cell, then the water accordingly will undergo the osmosis and will move from the place of its where the solute is lesser to the place where the solute is more, as a result of which the cell will shrink in its size and and this phenomena is called as the plasmolysis, and this is called as the plasmolyzed cell. Then we are talking about the permeability, semi-permeability. Now, what is this permeability? It is the quality or the state of being permeable. What is permeable? It is able to be penetrated or passed through, especially by a liquid, or it can be gas. With the word permeate, which is a verb, it means to penetrate, to pass through, and often becomes widespread and throughout the something. If a membrane does not allow anything to pass through it, it is called as impermeable membrane. If it allows everything to pass through it, it is called as permeable membrane. And in plant cells, we have semi-permeable membrane or the selectively permeable membrane, which allows certain things according to its size or the accessibility to pass through it. Hence, the plant cell membrane is called as the semi-permeable membrane. So, these are the few definitions. I hope you have revised these phenomena, and we will continue like that in the coming days. So, that's all for today. Revise this chapter once again, and so that you are able to uh, see the chapters from the examination point of view. Thank you so much.